Go Red Sox. I mean, what we were talking about? Oh yeah, Liege Maximo. This guy. And obviously by his looks, he's the nicest prime there is. Nah, who am I kidding? He's straight evil. And very spiky. Like, even though they're rubber parts, they did not skimp out on the spikitude. Spike Lee or some other Spike? So obviously this guy's evil. I'm looking over there at the Fallen. But I guess this guy's still a prime somehow. Remember in the... Well, actually, in this review, I mentioned a different Transformer named Rook. Well, apparently Rook works for this guy. Not this Rook. The different Rook. Can we get some new names in Transformers, please? As for who he is, I just want to read a passage from TF Wiki. Liege Maximo was one of the 13 original Transformers created by Primus. Unlike his fellows, he had chosen not to subdivide repeatedly, doing so only selectively. This created a small taint in the Transformers race, which spread through subsequent generations, ultimately flowering with the rise of the Decepticons. Now, I know what they mean, it's just I hear the word taint, and that's not what I think of. Anyway, I think we have to move on to the actual figure. He is a tall glass of green. There's no green... ginger ale. Kind of... ginger ale is the closest thing I can think of that's green that you would drink. But I certainly like him. Let's look at that face sculpt. It is... well, you can see he's frowning even through his chin strap beard. Like, that definitely looks like a frown, like a mouth right over it, and those pieces definitely resemble a beard. Wish I could grow a beard. It barely grows on the sides. And he looks like he's got a spiked hat on. Like some sort of hat hard on. I mean, a hat hard on. I said it again. And then he's got, well, that thing behind his head. I don't know what you call that. You know, unicorn horn? With ram tusks? Or is that just like a permanent middle finger? All throughout, he's got this I am made of wires motif. Like Alien. Kind of. It definitely looks cool. It certainly makes him stand out. Do I have any good size comparisons? Here's Armada Optimus Prime's legs. Or his super mode legs. He stands at crotch level with a commander, so that's pretty good. Articulation-wise, I believe the head is on a ball joint. This spiky cap is also rubbery. Anything that's pointy is rubbery, but still, you could probably find a way to hurt yourself with it if you're dumb enough. You get good rotation, a bit of looking up, a bit of looking down. No real... Shoulders are under the shoulder pad, which means they do not move with the shoulder pad. The shoulder pad moves on its own hinge, and then you get universal motion on the shoulders, which I guess is fine, but they do end up bumping the shoulder pad up. More likely just off the connection. But it also has 3 ports in it and 2 slots for, I guess, to more securely connect on, even though it's not really that secure. And yet still spiky and forcing me to put pressure down on it. And the shoulder is kind of tight. Like, it's easier to bend the elbow than the forward-facing shoulder motion. And as we can see, it does untab itself. But it's not the worst. It's easy to keep everything in place and then swivel the bicep. You do get a wrist joint forward and backwards, along with a wrist swivel on a mushroom peg, a 4-finger joint, and a individual thumb joint. Now these hands are kind of odd looking. Like, they have the cutout for a weapon, but even separated, he can just do this. Like, or I guess, because his hand just looks broken. Like he just broke his fingers. No. You wouldn't break your finger. Whoa. Okay. I commonly, rest my hand down like this when I'm training, like on the mat listening to instructions. And I'm not the only one, but like we often get told, hey, don't stable yourself like that, because even though you feel stable, somebody pushes you over, you could break your wrist. That's how he did that. And on this one, you do get a bit of this for some reason. It's not a lot. It barely makes a difference, but yeah. The waist can freely swivel. Along with the hips, which go forward and backwards, along with moving the skirt armor up. And the rest of his crotch is not locked in at all, so you tend to bounce it. Well, it has a tab, and there is a port, but there's no. It's just. It's not a solid connection whatsoever. And outward, he can kick quite high. Thigh swivel. He has a double jointed knee, but you don't really get much play out of the top joint. Because the top joint's locked in place. So you can curl all the way like this, but you're only using like one. No, you can get, if you keep it down all the way, you can get a very tight curl. Okay, double jointed knees. Very rare to see nowadays on Transformers, but you can use that one and get as much motion as you probably need. He does have an ankle pivot, and he has this piece which can flip out into a heel spur, but he really doesn't need translucent heel spurs. They're like the only other spot of red besides his face, his eyes. And like, he stands perfectly fine without them, which also shows off he has a toe bend. It bends down. This robot mode, without anything attached to it, is very solid to pose. He is fun to just play with. Mind you, I wish the shoulder pads were connected to the shoulders, but yeah, this is what they went with. And so I mentioned without anything attached, because he comes with this. It's separate out of the box. Each of these devil horns. Oh wait, would it be back here? Yep. Can swivel. And this gray strut can swivel. Got mushroom pegs. And it's apparently a jetpack. Because, hey, more translucent red. But these look a bit like thrusters. And there's also some molded in detail to line up. I'm just removing his shoulder pads. They're accessories. Yeah, to line up with his back. And this thought just popped in my head. He's Satan if he celebrated St. Patrick's Day. The proper term is St. Paddy's. P-A-D-D-Y. But yeah, he's Satan. What would he be the patron saint of? I wonder. Let's attach these because we're not done with accessories. He needs a handheld weapon, doesn't he? Well, we'll take this, which I don't know why part of it is in metallic or gunmetal and part of it is in this weird sort of green color. But I can never unsee this. You take this piece, you attach this, and it's an old school projector. You know, like the ones, like a movie projector. I can never not see that. What film would Liege Maximo be watching? The Death of Optimus Prime. Over and over and over again. But it's supposed to be a gun. So you reattach the piece. And yes, even though this could pass as a cannon barrel, you're supposed to take the 3 weirdest self-pleasure devices I've ever seen. This one, which actually looks like an Aztec weapon of some sort. Like it's these spikes. It kind of looks like the shape of a leaf. And these are probably like obsidian tips. Then you take this red rocket looking kind of thing. Put it on top. And would this be a fisheye lens? Camera jokes. And you take this looking, looks like the tip of a spear, kind of. And unfortunately, no flared base. So if you do the thing, you're losing it probably. And yeah, you've got the Dildo Cannon 9000. I'm not sure what this does. Does it vibrate? Does it have different speeds? Do the different attachments do different things? We can fold it under, and now it's just under there. Now it's got 4 barrels pointed at you, and this is vehicle mode storage, basically. What you can do is you have 2 methods. So one is just very basic. It's put it in his hand. Fine. And the other thing is, you may have noticed when the video started, yes, he has a hole in his arm. No, I'm not missing a piece of him. I did think briefly that I was missing a piece of him. This is so you can Ash Williams him up. You rotate the hand so the thumb is pointing in. Fold it in. Actually, you want it the other way. Excuse me. You want it that way so it fits neatly into there. And then you would take that and you plug it in. It is grooved. There are grooves on the peg. So let's put it like that. Rotate. And now, groovy. He, I guess, can travel back in time and then sleep for way too long and miss his era. Why did the execs think that ending was better? I don't know. So this is a very odd artifact. It does have his logo right there. And they just announced that Sentinel Prime with the legendary plate that has storage spaces for all the Prime's accessories. The Sentinel Prime looks cool. I like the heavy reuse of the Tarn mold to make it a completely different looking vehicle. No longer a pancake, it's more Charles Xavier's chair. But like, the plate is ugly and expensive and almost pointless because a bunch of the figures need their accessories to be complete, and then you suddenly just put them on a display table, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I'll pick him up at some point. I imagine the Robot Scrapyard will have him, and that'll be the only time I ever see him, and then I'll make that decision at that moment. And the decision I have made on this guy is he's cool. He's spiky, he's edgy. Those kind of look like eyes, and the wires kind of look like a mustache. He's tweaking out a bit. And what's baffling to me is there's an announced Unicron not using this mold that this looks like it could be dedicated to a Unicron. It's like Unicron Soldier or something. And they're using, I think, Megatronus. Guys! This should be Unicron. This looks like it could be a Unicron. Like the rounded shape, kind of. Hasbro, what are we doing? Releasing an Ironhide that actually looks kind of nice. I also saw that Age of the Primes 3-pack with Mirage and Blue Streak. I kind of only care about the Ironhide of that pack because I wasn't a big fan of the initial release of the Studio Ironhide or the one that is dead. But I kind of like him because he's got the gold stripe in vehicle mode and it actually looks solid. Like, they didn't have to use translucent plastic because they used bright blue windshield, so it actually kind of looks better. I kind of hope somebody's just selling that Ironhide, and I might pick that up when that comes out. Here and now, let's transform this guy. So we're gonna fold the foot and the heel, and they're gonna sit like that. And now the legs, these pits tab in, but I'm a little bit worried each time I try and transform him because they have to untab right in there, and it is a little bit tight. I'm not a big fan of it, but that one comes out. The legs tab together. We're gonna unclip. Which way do you unclip? Not yet. We're gonna unclip the shoulders. Knock that off, which knocks over a can on the ground. There we go. Open him up. Open these up for some reason. Rotate the waist. And keep opening this chest piece up. Oh, I forgot the most important thing. Open up, because, god damn it. Yeah, this piece, which the head is actually like locked into a channel right there. So fold the head in, close that panel up, rotate these things so they're pointing up, and close it. Now we open the chest, swing the arms in, and they'll be in the right position like this because there are tabs on the arms that are going to hook under the chest panel like that. Both his shoulder pads came off. Now we want to peg the legs back together because they separated. We're going to fold them all the way up, and there are two tabs right beside the knees. Those are going to lock the legs in. His arm. God damn it. Keep the arms. Tab in the legs. Make sure these panels are out of the way. Those lock in. These can just kind of stay there. Bring this piece back in. Actually, we can't because clearance. And we're gonna fold it up. God, that hasn't happened before. Now the legs are gonna, there. Now the big sort of crescendo, bring the weapon, fold it, and it is going to basically sit right here because the gun is going to tab in to ports on the heel spurs. Or it won't. Oh no, it will. I'm gonna get it to. There. Now you have that. Now we're going to cover it up. And if you've done anything correctly in your life, the two pieces of shell should lock together and there you have shoulder pads. Just gonna lock them in. Jesus. Spikes are in the way of his spikes. We're just going to leave them there. So, other one. And I guess we can fold these back down. There you have Liege Maximo in his batshit insane vehicle mode. What even is this? Is it a spaceship? Is it a sentient creature? It definitely feels like it should be remolded into Unicron. Well, I'm going to clarify that. In Transformers Cybertron, after, you know, he's died a couple times, Unicron has a sort of effigy of himself that's more regular sized, and that has some kind of weird lobster tank alt mode, a flash picture, that this could be an homage to, or at least be remolded to turn into an homage to that. You know, not so much the G1 version. It's certainly big. It is mostly legs. And definitely spiky with these Wolverine-esque mutton chops. My biggest issue with this thing is, well, this. As you saw, this cannon is supposed to plug in to stay flat. Now, if it does, the shell pieces can't plug together. Oh, now you're doing it? You wouldn't do it every other time I transformed you. Because either this piece would be too low. Yep, there you go. They're starting to do it. They're separating. So, I don't understand why it does this. Like, well, I think it's easy to understand. There's like a lack of space inside, and pressure forcing the pieces. But like, why does just untabbing the gun and leaving it hang like a ball bag? Oh, now you don't even want to tab together properly. Okay, fine. It's game plugged back. Now it doesn't want to plug in. Like, why does this alt mode have to be so finicky? Are these wires eyes? Wise or eyes or? That didn't work. Eyes or wires? Damn it. Like, it's got ports on the side of each panel and on the back for Optimus Prime, Armada Optimus Prime's cannon. Sure. You can weapon it out if you want, and there are ports on each leg. And the cannon, if it is a cannon, maybe that's the eye? Fish eye? Hey! The joke works both times. But it has a port, so you could plug something in there. Or maybe he's just a really weird fish cyclops. I don't know what this thing's going for, but it's kind of awesome. In like a Lovecraftian nightmare, you know, you're going down into the ocean in some video game, and this is like, this slides out of a cave to give you a jump scare. That's what it kind of feels like, except I guess out in space, because he's Cybertronian and everything there has to be in space. So I guess I recommend Liege Maximo. He certainly fits the bill of being weird. Like, that robot is awesome. This alt mode is questionable, but still, yeah, kind of hell yeah. And just the overall, I guess he might appeal to emos, although if you want to appeal to that kind of culture, maybe give him an all black repaint. I'm hoping he doesn't just pop open at some point, and like, I'll just have to do it myself. Like, yeah. Oh, I'm de-transforming him, so thanks for watching this weird motherfucker. Yes. And maybe next time we'll do something a bit closer to normal, whatever normal is. There's truly no such thing as normal. We all have our own varying degrees of, like, stuff. Whether you're, like, neurotypical or not. Like, what's normal for one person is not going to be normal for another person. So, like, just enjoy the craziness that you are. And don't let anyone try and change you. But I guess you could transform if you wanted to. And until next time. H.R. Geiger, it's up. I feel like I need a reference to H.R. Geiger in there somewhere. I mean, we already talked about the alien thing. At least it's not shaped like a penis. This. Never mind. Bye. What the f am I talking about?